So just a little, side note, we came at this from the aspect of two, fitness professionals in this industry. So that's just kind of how our mindset is. We're just getting that started for you. And our project is on the outdoor playground. And here we have a picture of it before we get started. Just want to go through, everyone can see all the equipment we currently have in there. We have the tires, 2 sets of boxes, the dip bars, and the multi-bars. And altogether this costs us, currently we invested $5,600 into this space. So that's just a little before we get started. Let's start here with a couple of strengths, because this is a SWOT analysis. There's a lot of empty space. There is both the concrete section and the grass section. So, if the weather permits use of one or the other, you can always switch back and forth. There's versatile equipment for people who are not interested in your, day-to-day cables or what everyone is doing inside the gym. They can go outside and do what they want to do. It's utilized on Wednesdays right now during the summer for a group exercise class. CrossFit heads out there sometimes with some tire swings or tire flips and some hammer swings and all that. Just an area for people to go, change things up, a little spice in the life for the gym here.
All right, here we have the weaknesses. We kind of flipped it. We also deemed a lot of empty space as a weakness because we feel like some of the areas underutilized. And we'll get to that later about how we'd like to make up for that space, some improvements and some additions and whatnot. There's also a lack of knowledge. That's what hit me really hard. At my first time working out up there, I walked around. I didn't really see the signs. They're tiny, really tiny. The instructional signs that are on the equipment. And also, as I was walking by one day, I saw a fellow trying to do tire flips, and just the lack of form scared me to the point where I almost ran out there. I wasn't even on the clock or anything. And so, that's one thing we'd like to do is increase knowledge on how to perform these movements safely and use the equipment correctly. So none of the equipment is damaged and nobody gets hurt. Already touched on the signage being too small. Security issues. Outside, I walk around. I didn't see any cameras. I spoke with Cody about this. I feel like having visible cameras is a deterrent in itself. So that's something we need. There's lack of coverage from staff, and I'm aware that they walk around. But again, your staff being visible. I'm not saying we want to put somebody out there all the time. We understand that that's a funding issue. But having your staff visible from time to time out there is also a deterrent in itself. Difficult to enforce dress code. They're outside. They can take their shirt off. They can take their pants off if they want to. Nobody's out there. And the bolted down equipment. It's very good to have your bolted down equipment. I understand it deters theft, but also in itself, let's say doing box jumps. This happened like 3 times in the past week. Somebody doing a box jump, they missed a jump, they slammed their knee into the side of the box. The box isn't going anywhere. They'll bust their shin wide open. So that's the issue in itself as well.
Some opportunities we saw were obviously there's great room for expansion and for additional equipment. They have all the extra space. It's actually 3,000 square feet cement and about 2,950 grass square feet. So there's lots of room. You can add lots of things. There is a giant brick wall, which is, I guess, essentially like the side of the pool right here. Completely bare right now. Lots of stuff can be put on there. We'll talk to you about that in a little bit. Equipment can be bought or also made by Jim, our guy down here, who's super hard to track down, almost impossible. He actually just built a set of pull-up bars for us, and we're in the process of talking to him about building some other stuff, but he's literally impossible to track down. So unfortunately, we don't have the numbers for that. And also, Oregon, spring term, you guys walk outside of Lillis, there's 1 million people. Winter term, there's 0 people. So in the summer, this place could just be hugely used. We love outside here, us Oregonians, so that's a huge opportunity for us as well.
All right, here we have the threats. It's probably our simplest slide. Because when we looked at it, there weren't too many issues that were out of our control or external problems. So the biggest is being your weather. It's outside. I brought up heat a lot, and Owen made a good point that it doesn't get super hot here. That is still a possibility with being blacktop, though. It can bring down a lot of heat. So your biggest problem tends to be the rain, and it's definitely underutilized in the cold. All right, so that was the biggest threat issues that we came across that we could really point out.
So now we're going to talk about some of our proposals and physical changes we'd like to make to the space. So right now, if you're coming in through the south entrance, you have your CrossFit gym on the left here, and there's a sign. It's about 3 feet by a foot, 2 feet, foot and a half. That is, we're not liable. If you get hurt, it's on you. We feel like we definitely need those signs, but we think maybe there should be one on both sides because oftentimes you don't see one or the other, and they should also be made, quite a bit bigger because it is a big space and you can't read it from far away. I feel like that's pretty important. Possibly place a camera. Buy an old camera off Craigslist, doesn't even need to be hooked up. It's just a deterrent in itself to go like, I could be being recorded, or maybe I won't take this tire home, you know? And remind the attendants who are up in the fit yard just that make their presence known. Like, I know they're to look out the window and, you know, count the people and whatever, but just really like kind of make sure the people out there know they're being watched and they're being monitored and they're not, you know, less likely to break some rules. There's also a bike cage out there that 0 people have used in the past week and a half. There's been no bikes. Right now there's currently like a bike, you know, rack bolted down in there, but we hope that with the university's permission we'll be able to take that out and access the keys to just the wreck and hopefully use that as storage for some of our equipment that we're planning on adding. And also we could create a physically or aesthetically pleasing environment, maybe like some banners like Nike, or, you know, we have a lot of rogue equipment in both out there hopefully and in the CrossFit gym, so just opportunities for that there.
Alright, here we have some of the equipment options that we came across. So what we have here, we have Titan battle ropes. The way we saw it, just there's no need to go out the rope. They're ridiculously expensive. They're about $40 a set. We also found a strap anchor, like the ones that are used in the fitness yard. I noticed those up there, so I want to get a search for those. We have our rogue sled, which would be plate loaded. That's multi-purpose. The skis on the bottom are multi-purpose skis, so that means they can be used in the grass or on the concrete. So it's supposed to be no damage. $265, that's a decent price for it, but we feel like that'd definitely be worth it for all the versatility. We have rogue cannonball grips. We found these really interesting. Since we are getting pull-up bars, that's a really good chance for progression on the pull-ups. So for some of our more fit individuals who regular pull-ups just didn't do it for them, challenge them a little bit. And we have rogue rings. We felt like those were a little bit more practical than the TRXs. In my personal experience, the TRXs actually get worn down, the straps just start to slide once you put your body weight on them. And these probably are a little bit less high maintenance as well. So we feel like the rogue rings would be a good addition. They're also used in the CrossFit room, I believe, so it'd be a really good transition for those classes that come straight outside from that.
And one thing, just keep in mind, when we were looking for equipment, every single piece here could also be used during the winter term in the fit yard if an expansion happened, or if, you know, we were looking to add some stuff up there. This is all can be transferred back and forth. So yeah. Some programming that we think can be put out there to really bring more foot traffic, because right now, unfortunately, the numbers are unavailable to us, but we had a few weeks worth, and almost every day or every hour was 0 to 2, like 2 people was the max we had out there. So things we want to do to bring more people outside. We'd have We'd have a functional training class, an athletic training class, a ninja warrior class for those people who aren't into the, you know, typical gym goers type workout. We do try and emphasize group personal training out there, and also emphasize the space to trainers to just maybe take your client out there for a set, or, you know, show them how to use some of the stuff out there for people who are maybe, you know, less knowledgeable or just scared to go out there by themselves. We also came up with a little hypothetical group training class if we do acquire some of this equipment, and we based it on the Wednesday class of average about 10, 50% men, 50% women with you know, moderate experience who attends Group X, you know, every once in a while. Just an AMRAP of tire flips, sled pushes, pull-ups, you know, with our progressions and regressions, rings, depth jumps, and hill sprints. So just a full body workout. These are just, you know, very bare minimum of things you can do with all this equipment. We think would be a great addition, and our patrons would love it, hopefully.
For those of you who don't know, AMRAP is as many rounds as possible.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So our last thing we want to touch on is our marketing. For the most part, it's just pushing like our new programs, our availability, our new equipment. That's always the things to put out there onto the lobby screens. Just put it in a slide. Just let it swipe through every once in a while on all the TVs throughout the building. That's very basic, but that's something that we feel is very important to touch on. Ask the staff to utilize their space and their time off. I know we do this a lot at my facility. We just recently got some upgrades to our fitness centers, to our gym. We got TRXs and platforms and stuff. All of our pro staff or our higher ups in the fitness, and we're like, you know, hey guys, just go use it. Those of you who know how to use the TRXs, go out there and play on it. Make it part of your routine. The more people see you using it, the more comfortable they'll feel. They might ask you because they know you work there. My facility's a lot smaller, so they recognize faces a lot. Try to implement Group X classes. That's always good, because the consistent Group X class people, they'll be more likely to come out there on their own time. That'll increase personnel out there. We did think about the rain and whatnot for pre-batch classes, and the way we saw it, you can cancel if it rains, or you don't have to. If it's just a really shallow drizzle, I know a lot of people tend to just do whatever in the rain here, keep it going. We have a lot of the grip adhesive stuff on the equipment out there. You can apply a little bit more onto the hand grips to make sure the hands don't slip, and I think you'd be good to go. We also said if you wanted to, you could take a step further and create a voluntary email list. So that means that they would have to go out of the way to, make sure they give you their email and their permission to email them for this. But if they're a consistent pre-batch class person and they want to continue with this specific class, all they gotta do is, they might get an email a day in advance or even a couple hours in advance on, hey, this class is canceled, don't worry about